Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy XIV. In this video, we are going to be taking part in another event that was just, that started recently, a couple days ago. I think it started yesterday. The Moonfire Festival events. It's the yearly summer festival. So, you know, it comes with a couple cool things. Now, I'm sure you've noticed a few differences. My hairstyle's changed. That's right. As I was leveling up Red Mage through Zadnor, I finally got the hairstyle I've been looking for so long. It's the both ways hairstyle, which is only obtained through the lock boxes in Zadnor. You can buy it off the market, but it's pretty expensive. It's like 600,000 gil, if not more. So yeah, since I finally got the hairstyle I want, I gave myself some highlights. So I gave myself kind of a new look. So I was super excited when I got that. So Maya, what's going on, buddy? Unreasonable chills. There's something else that I got too, which I'll show you when we get to that when you get to that point. Welcome, my adventuring friend. Come to enjoy the Moonfire Festival festivities. That's what I meant. I called it Moonfire, didn't I? It's Moonfire Fair. I promise you're in for a scorchingly sweltering good time. As you may well know, the fair is a storied tradition that in recent years has served to promote the effort of the Adventurers Guild on behalf of Eorzeans everywhere. Once again, we've got a piping hot plate full of exciting activities for one and all. This year, we've also been tasked by none other than Master Geji Ruju, our very ever-generous patron of the event, with creating the ultimate icy dessert to stave off the heat. We'd more than welcome the aid of a skilled adventurer like yourself, and needless to say, we'd reward you well for your efforts. If you'd be able to lend a hand, simply hop over to Casa Del Sol and speak to my colleague, Faire. You know, I wonder if the dialogue would be different, because I haven't done this in my main yet, so I wonder if it would be different, because I've done the Moonfire Fair on my main before, so I wonder if it's different. Probably not, right? But I'll find out later when I actually get to doing it at my main. That's not now though. So, the other thing that I got was a new mount, the Cruise Chaser. If you remember, you fought this thing, and you fought it in what was it? It was one of the Alexander fights. It's a store mount, so you have to actually pay money for it. It's 30 bucks, but it was definitely worth it. It's two-seater, and it comes with one of my favorite music tracks. For as simple as this music track is, it's one of my favorites. You know, how could I not get it with this when I heard the music? The music alone was an instant buy for me. Welcome, friend. I hope you're enjoying the festive. Wait a minute. That's adventurous garb if I ever saw some. Did Maya send you to help with our Confectioner challenge? Sure. And how glad I am to hear it. God's honest truth, we're in a bit of a bind here. You see, though, we've been tasked with making the most delightfully frosty dessert. We are suffering from a lack of the all-important ingredient, ice. The shipment was supposed to come in bells ago, and where it has it's been held by some disturbance in the area. Might you be so kind as to check with my associate Pabiano and see if she knows anything further? She should be just east of here, over on the beach. Fun fact, up until Shadowbringers, well, up until they introduced flying to the Realm of Born areas, there used to be a jumping puzzle that extended from here all the way down here or somewhere around there. So it's kind of sad that they didn't bring the jumping puzzles back. They didn't have it. They didn't have them last year, so it's kind of disappointing. But probably because they made it. They brought flying into the area, but you know, there's easily ways around that, like giving a debuff where you can't use mouse. But I digress. A lot of people like that jumping muzzle challenge too. You can find them on YouTube, like people trying to climb to the top, raging about it. My personal favorite of those videos is when Larryzar tried to climb the thing. What's that you say? Herr Magus sent you to ask about the delayed shipment of ice? To be quite honest, the situation is something of a complicated one. As you may have heard, for this year's festivities, Machi Geji Ryuju has imposed upon us a rather daunting task, preparing the finest frozen dessert this realm has ever seen. He promised us he would spare out not a single guild to see the deed done, so he decided to enlist the services of one of the realm's most prominent confectioners. All's well and good to this point, yes? As it turns out, this confectioner was a hopeless perfectionist. Insisting that only the finest ice in all of Eorzea would serve for her creation, she hopped on the next vessel to the northern seas. Well. And that's the last we saw of her. It's not that I fear for her life, mind you, pardon the pun, but she's one tough cookie. That said, the festivities are all but upon us, and she doesn't come back doesn't make it back soon. Ye gads, that poor girl's drowning out there. What's going on? Who's drowning? Oh. Mouth to mouth. That garb. Yes, it's her. Cecil, that's Nekake. Nekake? That self-same confectioner of whom I just spoke. We must help her at once. Faire, CPR. Mouth to mouth. Alright. Alright, you alright, lass? You're looking a little waterlogged. Will she be alright now? In any event, I'll leave her to your capable hands. Nekake. I'm gonna call it Neke. Be easier. You come back to us, thank the gods. Pabiano? Is that you? Why, I'm back in Casa del Sol. You are indeed. Whatever happened to you out there? Were you swept away in a storm? Tossed from your boat by some eldritch horror from the depths of the sea? I fear my memory is still hazy. As I remember, we sailed to the northern seas where, after braving the elements and some vicious fiends set on making a meal of me, I succeeded in procuring the most prominent pristine ice I've ever laid eyes upon. And we began the journey back, and just as we were approaching Costa del Sol, it's no use. The only thing I remember is our vessels capsizing, my body being flung from the deck along with my hard-won supply of ice. But at least I made it back in one piece, and I have you and your friend here to thank for that, Pabiano. What the fuck? Ah, there's a bunch of bears. Oh, my dearest friends, you two survived the shipwreck. Why, I couldn't be happier. I like that. I love the little double take that they both did. Polar bears. Yes, they have polar bears and a summer festival. It's a very weird combination, but who am I to judge? These creatures are your friends. Aren't they lovely? We met on one of the isles up north. I shared some of my streets with them, and next thing I knew, they were following me everywhere. They're gentle and strong. The most perfect companions, really. Alright, that's enough for the touching reunion. My precious ice is scattered all over about the place. Go round it up and bring it here. On the double, now! And frosty fluff balls. Won't the ice have melted by now? Like... You shove the ice in crates? I hope they're insulated. Or not insulated, yeah, insulated. Whoa, would you look at that? They're quite clever, aren't they? How the hell did they bring these back? And how the hell did they stack them up? Oh, lucky day, the seals are intact and the ice inside undamaged and unmelted. That means only one potential rub remains. Could it be? Yes, as a matter of fact, the ICC is everything I had hoped it would be, which is why it was rather to my chagrin when I later discovered that a dreadful fiend slumbered in the large chunk of ice I had loaded onto our ship. That's probably what capsized the whole fucking thing. Ah, it's a bomb! Yes, it's all coming back to me now. As we near Costa Del Sol with the bombing winds drifting in, I heard a dreadful rumbling coming up from the cargo hold. I rushed down to investigate, only to see the fearsome creature. It appeared rather perturbed by the heat and suddenly began to swell larger and larger until boom! Well, if you take an ice bomb out of its habitat, it's gonna get hot and it's gonna explode. It would appear my own carelessness was the cause of our unfortunate incidents. Fortunately, my furry companions and I have survived the shipwreck, as well as my stock of pierced the pierced ice. What about everybody else on the ship, or was it just you? And yet, I fear the fiend will be back in search of the icy home I so unceremoniously stole from him. Whatever am I to do? Have no fear, my dear Neke. In Fairs, over the years, my friends and I have fought off more bombards than you can shake a stick at. Why, Bombard Buster could be my middle name. Now, let's go apprise Herr Maga of the situation. Surely he'll have an idea as how we can deal with the menace and kick the festivities off with a bang. Alright. They're waving you goodbye. They're talented polar bears. Ah, Sessa, I was wondering when I might hear back from you and Pabiano. And I see our star Confectioner has joined you as well. Pray tell, how did you fare? Oh dear, so while the ice has been safely procured, a blustery bombard with behemoth-like proportions has been procured alongside it? No doubt that has something to do with the panic screams I heard coming from the beach. But not to worry. After all, what is the Moonfire Faire if not a season of blasting ill-tempered, hot-headed balloons out of the air? And I know just the person to assist us in the effort. Just a moment now. Say no more, Master Herr Maga. I stand ever at the ready, my friends. Who's this? Who goes there? Who's this? Oh. Surely you've heard the tales of Thrice, brave leader of the Bombardiers and bane to bombards the realm over. Or perhaps you haven't, but no matter. Pray rest assured that I and my companions will see you safely return to your beaches. Bago too has come to save the day, and so he has brought his fun little toys. Oh yes, Bago has brought his toys. Now go boom! And I'm Ruffletia. I may still be new to this adventuring business, but I promise you that what I lack in experience, I can make up in pluck, spirit, and determination. This whole mess is all my fault, and still so many of you have come to my aid. How can I ever repay you? Nonsense, my dear. The ice you brought was at our behest, and it all will be forgiven when you fashion us the most delightful frosty dessert Master Gigi Ruju has ever laid eyes on. Besides, exploits of bombard-busting adventurers are sure to bring even more good publicity to the guild. That settles it then. Let's get out there and show that oversized ball of ice that the Isles of Endless Summer is no place for his ilk. Alright. The fate blizzard of bombards can only be completed as a disciple of war or magic. Well, clearly. No, I'm gonna go in there with my blacksmith. I'm gonna hit it with my hammer. Of course, you have to wait for it to spawn. Hopefully, what's that too long? If it's too long, I can cut out the wait. So, it's fine. Oh, guess we're playing the waiting game now. Usually with these kinds of events, you'll have to do these things like 2 or 3 times in order to get all the items that you want from the vendors. I'm pretty sure the polar bear you get at the end of the quest line. That's typically how it works. And everything else, like the housing stuff, you know, fireworks, blah blah blah, all those can be bought from the vendor. I know there are a couple of housing things, like 1 or 2. If not, yeah. Oh, looks like it's activating. Smears are chill in the air. It's downright freezing. Just splash up on the shore. Bombs! Splinters! Splinters! Let's get out of here before we freeze to death. Run away from the bombs! Alright. Alright, I gotta fight the bomb. Ah! Uh-oh. I absorbed it. That doesn't sound good. I wonder if people actually wipe to this. Giant size ice bomb. All right. There, I killed your bomb. That look of relief and supreme satisfaction in your faces. Might I surmise that you succeeded in driving off the most baleful bombard? Indeed, we scarcely even broke a sweat in the doing. Isn't that right, Pobiana? Quite so, my friend, though I dare say it wouldn't have been nearly as so easy without Cecil at our side. I can't thank you enough, my friend. That's what I do. And yet, we must remain ever vigilant, for there is no telling when the dread creature's friends may return to seek their revenge. In any event, the Isle of Endless Summer is safe for now, and that is what matters most. You truly are heroes, all of you. Well, that's all as well. That's all as well that ends well, I say. And with that, I say it's time we retrieve our supplies from the beach. Splendid. Just you wait, my friends. Neke is going to prepare the most marvelous dessert this realm has ever seen. Let's see this dessert. Alright, not gonna let me see it. Lame. Oh, there's more. That's why. There's more to the heats. Oh, Cecil, I can't thank you enough. Were not for you, I've not been too busy running from my life to even think about making Master Gejiruja's dessert. But all's well that ends well, and finally I can get down to what I was brought here to do. I promise you I'll be done before you know it, so why don't you pop Yana and entertain yourself for the time being? While you're at it, perhaps you could call Master Geji Ruju as well. I'm sure he's more eager than any to see my masterpiece take form. Alright. I can do that. See what this guy's up to. Cecil, truly impressive the way you chased off that bombard. Why, one would never imagine this was your first time taking part in the festivities. It really isn't, but we'll say it is. Thanks to you, I think we can safely say the guild's put on another impressive show this year. It's only a matter of time before our halls are overflowing with aspiring adventurers. Talk about making the best of a bad situation. Speaking of which, I heard Neke is nigh dinner with her delightful creation. I don't know about you, but I'm almost eager to taste it myself. Believe it or not, I have something of a sweet tooth. Alright. Cecil, again, I thank you for your efforts in helping dispatch the bombards. To think that such calamity would befall us on the eve of the festivities. But pray don't be too hard on Neke. She meant only to please, as she always has. Oh, and all the confusion I forgot to mention. But she's actually a childhood friend of mine. We used to play together by the shore, and one day we were set upon by a vicious monster. We thought we were done for, but we were saved by the nick of time by a kindly adventurer who swiftly dispatched the beast and whisked us away to safety. That's when I vowed that one day I'd serve the guild and repay my debt to the brave soul who rescued me. Meanwhile, Neke was a genius in the kitchen since she was just a girl. She chose the path of a culinarian in hopes of filling the bellies of adventurers all over with nourishing, toothsome snacks. In the end, she found her calling making sweets, as opposed to the sort of hearty meals that you and I might favor, but that's rather fitting for her. She's always had an independent streak after all. In any event, she's positively overjoyed that her latest creation will be presented front and center at the fair, for adventurers all over to enjoy. More than anything, I'm just glad she's back with us safe and sound. Alright. Let's go talk to this guy. It's been a while since we talked to him. Hello, sir. A hall of in the ever-resourceful and also forgiving adventurer who we owe so ignominiously with gathering ingredients for our banquet. What's this you say? The fiends have been dispatched and my prized dessert is ready for the tasting? Why didn't you tell me sooner? I wonder if you can land on the ship. Probably not. It's like rat. Actually, you can you? Hold on. Because it's within the boundary. Is there anything over here? Not really. Interesting. I don't know if that was always there, or if that's just for the events. We've rounded up. We should round up. Oh wait, no, not you. Oh, it's you. You couldn't have come at a better time. I was just putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. Pray wait for just a moment, won't you? Oh, look at that. That looks nice and delicious. Adventurers, Eorzeans, fairgoers, friends, I'm most proud to present my latest creation. I call it Casa Del Hilo, or Hilo. Hilo? And I promise you it will please your tongue even more than it does your eyes. And to make sure that it doesn't melt, as well as to help all you stay cool amidst the scorching heat, I'll leave you with the present from my furry friends. What's it gonna do? Oh, what is that? Snow! Cecil, Well, did my desert agree with you? After all the trouble I put you through, I can only hope so. It was more than worth the trouble. Your friends put on a quiet show. It's more than worth the trouble. Now that's a relief to hear. If it provided you with a true refreshment after all your travails, why, as a confectioner and culinarian, nothing would make me happier. Speaking of which, I hadn't meant to tell you. Ever since you chased off those bombards, my little friend here has been able to take her eyes off you. You just look at her face. It's as if she's saying, "Oh, misadventurer, what I wouldn't give to join you in your travels." Ooh. Sure, I can take a polar bear in my collection. Oh, truly, how kind of you. She'll be most wonderful company on the road. I promise you that. And with that, I'd best get back to the kitchen. After all, adventurers from all corners of the realm have come to taste my latest greatest creation. Until we meet again, a happy Moonfire Faire to you. All right, I got my own personal polar bear. Thanks to your efforts, peace has returned to the beaches of Costa Del Sol, and the festivities can commence in earnest. That is, until the bombard menace rears its ugly head. You may now purchase wares from the Moonfire Faire vendor. Participate in the fate appearing in the southeastern region of the fairgrounds to earn vouchers that can be exchanged for goods. Typically, you only have to do like once or twice, and you get it all. So, where's the vendor at? So, we got a stall, we got some corn, we got the Casa Del Hilo, and we got all these. So, that's nice. So, since I don't really have a house, I'm not really concerned about the corn, but I do want this. Well, I can get it all since it's 15, right? So, I might as well just buy it. I'll shove it in my retainer later. All right, I got them all. I'm not that big on the tracers. Sweet. So we got ourselves a polar bear. My inventory is an absolute mess. Pay no mind to my absolute mess of an inventory. So we got the polar bear. So let's show off that. So it does have a mount action. What we saw, crystal ice. So pretty nice, you know. So yeah, that's what we're looking at. But yeah, that is the Moonfire Faire Festival of 2021. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Later.